First off, it is damn near 100 degrees in my room right now. Like damn near 100 degrees. It is so ungodly hot in here. Second, he's back. Oh my God, he's back. This is insane. First off, Damian Lillard, if you have not heard or could not tell, I'm pulling up the tweet as we speak. If you have not heard and could not tell by the title or anything you've seen, Damian Lillard just signed a 3-year deal with the Portland Trailblazers. It's 3-year, $42 million deal to return to Portland. This is insane. This is insane. I was just on the phone with my dad, and we were talking about Damian Lillard because there's been a lot of rumors of him possibly coming to Boston and Jason Tatum recruiting him. And I was like, listen, I would love that. I was trying to figure out a structure of a deal, blah, blah, blah. Then I said, I do think he's going to end his career in Portland, though. Probably on a 1-year deal. When it's all said and done, he's probably going to end it in Portland. Even if it's just like the end of a season and he's like, trade me back. Send me back. Kind of like what when Dwayne Wade left the Heat for the Bulls. And then he's like, you know what? Send me home. Send me home. Did I think it was going to happen an hour later? No. I literally got out of the shower, looked down at my phone. I'm like, what? This is interesting. First off, if you're the Portland Trailblazers, ooh, this is perfect. You're telling me that 2 years ago, you traded away Dame. You traded him away. You got all the assets from trading him away. You then kept the pick that he wanted you to trade away to bring in someone to help you be a contender. You kept the pick, selected Scoot. You still have Scoot. So you got every asset that you were going to have if you did not have Damian Lillard. And yet here we are 2 years later, and you have Damian Lillard. On top of that, not only do you have Damian Lillard, you also have somebody else paying him that ginormous contract you gave him. You don't have to pay him. It's 3 years, $42 million. That is roughly like, what is that? Like $13 to $16 million a year? That's not bad. That is not bad. I mean, look, he's not going to be playing next year. We all know that. I don't know how well he comes back. He's 36. He's coming off of a torn Achilles. Never really a good sign, but it's Damian Lillard. He's one of those players where he can shoot the three. You can shoot the three, you'll have a spot. He can shoot the three, he'll have a spot. As far as the Trailblazers are concerned, this is interesting because on one hand, like I said, you gave away Damian Lillard, got all the assets back for him, and kept him. He's still on the team. You got, let me read this right here. You got Drew Holiday, Tamara Kamara, Robert Williams, Malcolm Brogdon, Denny Advia, and and Kamara. Oh, I already said that. But you basically have everybody left in this outside of Malcolm Brogdon. And I think out of everyone, you are fine to not have Malcolm Brogdon. Wow, you don't really see this. This does not happen. This is a GM masterclass that just fell into your lap, Joe Cronin. You don't have to do anything. It just fell into your lap. Wow. And again, you don't have to pay him. You won't pay him. Somebody else is paying off that ginormous $100+ million contract. You don't pay him. You pay him $14 million a year. Yeah, I'm okay I'm okay giving Damian Lillard $14 million a year. That's fine. I have no issue with that. Now, the one weird thing from a roster construction standpoint, obviously there's not going to be Dame next year. So it doesn't really matter. But this is a weird team. Weird team. Are you punting on Scoot? Assuming Scoot Henderson is your starting point guard next year like he's projected to be, if he performs well, are you relegating him to the sixth man? Are you trading him? What are you doing with Scoot? That's what was really interested to me. This little graphic Chris Haynes put out, this is fire. This is fire. This is just insane. Yeah, I'm interested to see the Scoot situation. Are you punting on Scoot? What are you doing with Scoot? If he plays poorly, is it even worth trying to develop him anymore? You're trying to win now, obviously. Clearly, you're trying to win now here. The Dame, Drew Holiday fit. While I do think Drew Holiday is a good guard next to Dame, I don't know how I feel about that being his co-star, I guess. But I don't think that's the case. I think it's definitely Denny Advia or maybe Jonathan Clingan, depending on how big of a jump he can take. This is really interesting. Next season's going to be really interesting for Trailblazers. I don't think you can just insert current Damian Lillard into this lineup and everything is cool. I don't think it really works. So I'm interested to see if they trade some guys next offseason. They develop them this year. They get they see how they can fit alongside Dame. They get their value up. I'm very curious to see if Scoot Henderson, I just can't imagine you play him at six man. That was the second overall pick and you're going to play him six man. I'm sure he has value somewhere. Kamara is going to be completely fine. Denny Advia is going to be amazing. Shaden Sharp is another interesting thing. That was going to be your primary ball handler. That was going to be your 2. Is he your 3 now? And then is Kamara coming off the bench? Or is Advia? Advia's got to be playing. So what happens with Sharp? I'm interested to see how that works. Is Drew Holiday, by the time Damian Lillard is back, is Drew Holiday going to be a player that's worth putting on the floor for that many minutes? How is this going to work? I'm really interested just in general to see that. But this whole entire thing is this is incredible. I'm very happy. Damian Lillard is one of my favorite players outside of any former Boston Celtic. So I'm happy seeing him in Portland. Let's be honest, he looked weird in other jerseys. Even as a Boston fan, seeing him photoshopped into a Boston Celtics jersey did not look right. It looked weird. It looks right for him to be in a Portland jersey. This looks how it's supposed to be. I hope he can find success there. I really, really do. But the team does need to make some changes around the edges to bring that in. But that's all dependent on next season. Next season is going to be crazy for the Trailblazers. Because if they go in and they suck, 37-year-old Damian Lillard's not fixing it. So someone's going to be on the move. I really do not expect Scoot Henderson to be on this team next year. I don't think they're making any crazy trades this offseason. I don't think we won't even see anything next season. Maybe something at the deadline at best. But next offseason is going to be really interesting for Trailblazers. But that was really all. If I think of anything else, there'll be a follow-up video or if something else breaks. But this is just nuts.